Yeah, so when we think about, building a profitable business, we're not just talking about people with money. We're talking about people that value the work of a, really impressive trade company that understands professionalism, how in need you are, the quality of the work, your values, your localness to the area where they are, your passion for the trade and all that sort of stuff. And, there are some people in the industry that will want a cheap job, or some people in the market that do want a cheap job. And then there's some people that actually respect that and are willing to pay. When we say premium clients, we're not necessarily talking about the richest, well, wealthiest people. We're talking about people who understand and are happy to pay for quality work. And that can be people without too much money, but obviously they need enough to cover your bill. But what we want is to portray that what we're doing is more than just uh, the work. We're actually giving a really quality customer service as well, which people will actually pay more for, which then makes your profit margins better and makes it better for you to run a company. So go so above and beyond that it's unreasonable for people not to pick your company. So we're not actually talking about doing anything different. It's just like when every touch point you have with a customer, you want to be building that trust, building the rapport with them throughout the whole way. So when they go to see your quote, they just want to work with you so bad that they're going to pay more for it, essentially. And I'm going to show you how to do that within this presentation. And we can pretty much automate the whole thing. So the reason we probably got to this point is that the internet has just made it so easy for us to find trades and services that you can pretty much just like reach out to people until you get the exact price that you're looking for, which means people can just like hack the system and try and get the cheapest job, which means everyone's pushed down. But as we said before, people value premium work, and sometimes cheap is not always the best, and a lot of people who value that sort of stuff know that. And this is why we're in this situation. So the 3 steps that we have to attract premium clients is educate, qualify, and nurture. So share information up front so prospects understand your process, pricing, and value before they engage. Qualify. Ask the right questions early to filter out time wasters and focus only on serious premium clients. Nurture. Stay in touch with tailored follow-ups to build trust and move qualified leads smoothly towards conversion. Authentic and subtle selling to premium clients that are happy to pay for a premium service. In the educational phase, what we're doing is going in and finding all your unique selling propositions. So, there's a lot of different things you can look at here. And these are things that make your company premium. So clear communication, reliable timelines, transparent pricing, quality materials and suppliers, local expertise, post-project support, safe and compliant work, dedicated project managers, qualified and trusted team, proven track record. These are things that customers just value. Like, for instance, let's just pull out dedicated project manager. A lot of companies will have the owner of the business go and quote, and then they'll never see them again. And then apprentices, laborers, subcontractors might be running the job. And then customers don't really want that. They want to be talking to the person that owns the company potentially. And if you think your customers value that, this is something that you want to talk about. Local expertise. Are you the guy that knows everything about the area? Like, are you a landscaper that's worked on the same, ground that on different streets, and you sort of know the issues or anything that to be aware of? And then reliable timelines, being super open with your timelines and what they can expect, and then also clear communication as well. So this sort of stuff really builds out a premium customer service effect. And a lot of you guys actually do this stuff. You just don't tell your customers. So we just load up websites, emails, everything. So when the customer initially fills out the form or calls you, then they're already getting these emails automatically. They're finding this information. They're seeing it everywhere. And then they're just getting primed so that when you do finally have a conversation with them, hopefully as fast as possible, then you're going to build that trust so well that they're going to look at your quote and really consider it, as opposed to you getting knocked back on price, which I know a lot of people do. So before we go so hard on our because we go so hard on our unique selling proposition and education material, we can ask unreasonable amounts of questions. So because we're making ourselves so attractive to these clients, we can go through and ask more questions. We're not just asking them things like name, email, phone, postcode. We might be asking them, what's their budget range? What's the time frame for the starting? So this actually shows if they've actually wanted to get started with the project. The type of job, so you don't get asked about things you don't offer. This saves hours of back and forth and keeps your pipeline clean. So making sure we're not just filling up our pipeline with just random people. And if you don't know what a pipeline is, then let's have a chat, because that's probably the biggest part of your business. Most important part of your sales and marketing part. The most important part of your sales and marketing. And yeah, so because we're like making ourselves so attractive, we're sticking in heaps of information about our projects, everything we've done. Where our Instagram's booming, Facebook ads are coming in, we're getting leads from Google. You've got so many people coming in, we need to filter them out. We do it by asking way too many questions, but then this gets us a better quality lead of people that are serious, they've got money, they know what they want, they have expectations, and you can sort of see them up front. And then what we're doing is nurturing on autopilot. So once we have our premium clients separated from our non-premium clients, we want to go hard. This is where we continue to educate and nurture on repeat until they accept our quote, which is priced higher than our competition. So to get increased margins, all you have to do is price higher in theory, but in practice, you can sometimes just quote higher, but what you should be doing also is building in the value so that and educating, so that you're essentially showcasing that throughout the whole process, and that makes them more comfortable to go ahead with you. So even if your quote is $5,000 difference, they've just seen so much of your stuff that other people are just not doing, simply, that you can then go in harder. We do this like through lead nurturing. So it's like you have inquiry stage, on-site inspection completed, deposit paid, job completed. You're just building out this process. You got a welcome email going out. You're talking about your process. You create a fact sheet that answers common questions before they even ask. Share before and after photos in the on-site inspection completed phase. Share capability guides and useful handbooks and information for them to save. Have a 30-day quote sent reminder. Send a short, quick check-in email if their start date is weeks away. Work your magic. You have it from here. At the end, ask for feedback, reviews, and referrals. They can all be automated. In the inquiry stage, you can send emails like this. Obviously, if you want to send these emails, pause it and take it off there. If you want help doing that, we can also help you. There's emails for each one. They're literally just like little emails, but they're pointing them back to parts of the website where it talks about these things. So like read about our WHS commitment, or see our projects. So you're just showing them more things. Why are we so great? You're just showing them all of these things. Like, see how we handle quotes, exclusions, variations. Things that your competitors just simply aren't doing. Projects, obviously customers want to see what you've done before. They can see that you're proud of the work that you do, so it's super important there. You can push them to your capability statement. You can also push them to like your insurances and licensing. And so when we talk about the big picture and like the case studies we have for this, we've got a client that we've worked with for over a year. He's got $730,000 in closed jobs and 1.2 million in pipeline and 40 monthly leads through SEO, Facebook ads, and funnel strategy. This guy moved in with me. He was my best mate. He actually had no business the day he moved in with me. We essentially just built that thing from the scratch, and now, he's doing a really good, solid revenue every year. He's working on the tools like 2 days a week, and then he's managing for 3, which he says he really likes that balance, which is super cool. And then this guy is from Cairns. He's a landscaper as well. Essentially, his phone was just causing him so much panic and anxiety because every time people were calling him, they were taking him away from like really important tasks. So we actually built him a system that did all of the things we've talked about before. And then essentially we have someone that answers the phone, qualifies leads even further, and then books them in for quotes. Just save him so much time, and then you can actually focus on growing the business, which is obviously super important for most of you. So if you want to book a meeting to see what's holding you back, book a call and we'll pinpoint exactly what's holding your business back and show you what needs to change to attract better customers, increase profits, and get your time back. We will look after your qualification questions, sales process mapping, customer journey mapping, automated touch points plan, and nurture sequence creation. If you want that, let me know. And yeah, that's it. You can also check our case studies on the form. You can see my website here, and you can book a call here if you want to. Otherwise, have a good one, and yeah, see you in the emails.